Welcome to Make Something with me, David Picciuto. Today we have a really fun and easy project. It is making these scoops on the bandsaw. Check it. Today's project comes from my brand new book, Make Your Own Kitchen Tools. We're going to make a couple of scoops. Mostly we're going to be using this benchtop bandsaw. This is the Rikon 10305 and it's got a 3/16 4 TPI skip tooth blade in there. That's the only blade I ever used in this bandsaw when cutting wood. I've got this piece of mahogany that was given to me by a friend a long time ago. It is not thick enough and it is rough cut. So what I need to do is flatten one side, cut it in half and glue it together. So I've got two nice flat faces. The glue is dried, I took off the clamps, and now we need to rough out the final dimensions of our blank. I'm just gonna do it on the bandsaw. It doesn't matter that the blade leaves a rough surface. So I went ahead and drew the profile on the end grain of this blank, and we're gonna cut it out on the bandsaw. I wanna cut just inside that line, and I wanna do it in one continuous motion. I don't wanna back out and then re-enter because that's going to affect the glue up in the next step. Now that that is cut out, we can slide this back, glue it, and clamp it together. There are going to be huge gaps in there in the glue up. Don't worry about it. We're going to fill it later. Just use plenty of glue now to kind of fill in that space as much as you can. Don't worry about it too much. Just don't worry about it too much. Just add some glue, clamp it together. And try to clean out as much of that glue squeeze out inside as you can, because once that dries, that's going to be really difficult to remove. That has been drying for a while. There's gaps in there. We'll fix that. So the next thing I need to do is draw the handle profile right here and then cut that out on the bandsaw. Now that we have that bottom profile cut out, we're going to draw another line that kind of curves up from the bottom and then comes up here to shape that handle. So now over here at the spindle sander, I'm going to shape the handle, get rid of those rough edges, and make sure it feels good in the hand. I'm going to do all the rough shaping here, and then do the final shaping over at the workbench. So now, before we do our final shaping, I'm just going to draw a little curve right here to create the front edge of the scoop. So we'll just do one of these. And then we'll cut that out on the bandsaw. Check that out. In the book, I take a random orbit sander to get everything nice and smooth and to blend in all those curves. Today I'm going to try something different. I'm going to use some hand tools and I'm just going to carve a bunch of little divots in there. You could also do this with a Dremel, but I think I want to do my final shaping and just give it this nice hand texture all the way around. And the carved texture on there will also hide any kind of non-symmetrical curves that you have in there and give it a really nice organic shape. So this is probably going to take a while. Throw on a good podcast. and just have some fun. Jimmy DiResta, Bob Claggett, and myself have had a podcast for over 5 years with almost 300 episodes. It is called Making It, so you might want to check that out. I don't have a lot of experience with this, so I'm not saying this is the right way to do it, but it is the fun way to do it. And me having fun while doing this is the most important thing. I'm just trying to get a texture on there. To fill in those gaps from the glue up, I'm just going to take some glue and some sawdust, and it'll have somewhat of the same color as the wood since you're using the same wood. I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes and sand that away. So I've got all those gaps filled, the glue is dry, and while I'm doing some final sanding and finishing, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. In the past, I've used Skillshare to level up some of my video editing skills and to learn the software that helps me run my business. Many of you are crafters, makers, woodworkers, metalworkers, and artists, so you might be interested in learning how to take photos of your work, shoot video, or learn the basics of graphic design to help you with your personal branding. This is totally off topic, but since I'm self-employed, I'm using Skillshare to learn how to do long-term investing, and I found this course called How to Not Suck at Investing. I love the motion graphics that this teacher uses, and it takes a boring topic like investing and makes it engaging. Skillshare is focused on helping you learn new things. So there are no ads, and they're adding new premium classes all the time, and a yearly subscription is less than $10 a month. I'm just using Odie's oil. It's a food safe oil for these scoops. You wipe it on, you wipe it off. I didn't clean up all my glue, so there's some glue showing through the oil, so I'm sanding and oiling at the same time. You guys would probably do better than this. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a free trial of the premium membership. The great thing about the community that watches my videos is we all love learning new things and growing. So again, that link is in the description. First 1,000 people gets a free trial of the premium membership. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. Got a couple of errors I still need to fix. Should have done a better job of cleaning up my glue. This is a project from my new book, Make Your Own Kitchen Tools. In the book, I did not do the texture, so whether or not you like the texture doesn't matter. It's still a fun, easy project. Now I'm just wiping off all the extra oil and wax. If you want to keep it food safe, you can use paraffin oil, you can use mineral oil, cutting board oil. You can mix all of them together if you want. Find the formula that works for you. This is Odie's oil. It's supposed to be food safe. It's kind of on the pricey side, but it works really well, and it's super easy to apply, and it smells like cologne. You can get signed copies of my book at makesomething.com. You can also get it on Amazon, some bookstores, and woodworking retailers. It is my third book. I also have a book just on cutting boards and bandsaw boxes, so you may want to check them out as well. Out of the 3 textures, I think my favorite one is where I added the least amount of texture, and I only put it on the sides here, and it's not along the edges or along every single crease and crevice. And that one has the most kind of like natural look to it, almost like an antler type look. This one did come out pretty cool. It feels cool to the touch, but I don't think I like it as much as the other one. And then this one, I went in all kinds of directions, 2 directions, up and down and left and right, north and south, east and west. And yeah, that, I don't know what to call that. It kind of looks like, I don't know. I don't dislike it, but it's definitely not my favorite. It is cool though. Like I mentioned in my previous video about the bandsaw boxes, I want to experiment more with textures, using the Dremel, using the hand tools like we did today, and then some power carving tools in the future. I think textures is a way to add your own personal touch, to give it an organic feel, to give it that, like we're using these machines that make perfectly straight cuts all the time, like the table saw and all these jigs and things. And sometimes it's nice to just have things organic. Not everything has to be, if you know what I'm saying. You probably don't, because I don't either. But the goal around here is just to get a little bit more creative. I do want to get more digital tools into my projects. I want to use the CNC a lot more. And we got a cool video coming up on the CNC and the laser cutter and 3D printing. And I want to show that these tools don't have to be cold and lifeless. They can be a very creative way, not just for batching out things or doing tasks that you don't want to do, but to allow you to take that creative thought that you have in your head and get it out into the world, something you couldn't do with your hands. So we're really going to get a little crazy in 2021 and do some fun things and try to think outside the box. So if you like that kind of stuff, stick around, subscribe, hit that like button, do all that fun stuff, and we're gonna have a good time. So thank you for watching. We'll see you in a few days with a brand new project. As always, be safe, have fun, stay passionate, and make something. So I figured out what this looks like. It looks like dried, shriveled up rhinoceros skin.